Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to the Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show. Grab your coffee or your tea, hunty, because we have a lot to talk about. But before we get started on those red hot topics, please go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com. We've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, we've got toast. Believe me, we've got you covered. And also, you could purchase my book, Life After the Diagnosis. If you know a survivor or you are a survivor, this is the book that you need. Well, let's go ahead and get this party started right, shall we?
We've got everything we need. We've got the cups, we've got the t-shirts, you guys know the drill. We've got it all, and please support it. Because everything we purchase supports the show. Yes. Well, if you have been following the most recent morning show, knowing that you have, because you are my lovely portraits in my wonderful gallery, March was about the authors and publishers, and then all of a sudden this thing happened on the Oscars, which made us shift gears like crazy. Good morning, Miss. Oh, Mama Sandy, I got a full connection. Muffled? Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, let me see what I can do here. Let's see. I want you guys to make sure that I am straight. How am I sounding now? Am I better? Am I sounding okay now? Testing one, two. I am actually uh on the back porch. So yeah, on location. Am I better? Okay, wonderful. So like I was saying, we were on the way, we were in March, we were talking about the authors, we were talking about the publishers, and then all of a sudden this thing happened for the Oscars that shifted gears for everybody. Now it's the talk of the town. So I addressed it a little bit in the Evenings with Mona Lisa show, and I touched on it just a tad bit. Me and my husband talked a little bit about it. And for the month of April, I want to focus in, and I want to have everyone just focus in, go inward. Okay. Today's show and the month of April, it's going to be about mental health. Now, here is my view about um, the world today. Let me just say this. I think right now we're all traumatized. Bottom line, we're all victims of trauma. And the trauma was the pandemic. People respond to trauma in different ways. You might do something a different way. I might do something a different way, depending on the situation. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, we all did something, have done something that is crazy, that is outside of character, all the above. And so to think that as soon as something like that happens, I'm not saying that it's right, but I am saying, ye without sin cast the first stone. Everyone got issues in some avenue, some way, somewhere. And I just think we need to have more grace with one another. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit, that grace. Because if you think about it, I mean, example number one, in January, we had Hundreds, almost thousands of people climbing the Capitol, tearing up everything in sight, windows, breaking stuff, stealing stuff. And these people were doctors, lawyers, teachers, police officers, therapists, and look at the situation on where they thought they were doing the right thing, but to us it looked insane. So at this point, I'm not saying it's right, but what I am saying is we need to give one another more grace and understanding, because America is in, we're traumatized. Okay. 2020, and I ain't going to say America, the world is traumatized. 2020 caused us to do some stuff that we've never did before in our lives, which was first off wear masks and stay in your place, lockdown, you can't go anywhere. People were getting sick and dropping like flies, and those ain't the capital turned into Steve Urkel. Did we do that? I mean, Ivan, right. Let me put you over here so I can see you. That's correct. We're talking about people with good jobs, okay? Doing stuff that is out of character. And so not giving Will a pass, he did some stuff that was out of character. But look at America right now. Really? I mean, the only thing was it's out in the open because he's Hollywood. And these other people that were climbing the Capitol, it was out in the open because it was the Capitol. But let's take it in. What have you done? Okay. What have you done that was out of character that made no one may not know about it? You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's right. But what I am saying is we need to give some more grace to people when they do fall short, because none of us are perfect. None of us. And yes, I commend the people who had the restraint. Chris Rock, I commend him. But look, he was still traumatized because of what happened to him on national television. Will is still traumatized on what happened to him on national television. And yes, all day we can blame this person, that person. Yeah, we could do that. But as I stated before, I really want everyone to just hone in on themselves, and what have you done that was out of character? Mental health is crucial. It always has been. But now, since the pandemic, it is in the forefront of everyone's conversation. And like I was saying in the introduction, how are you really? We ask people all the time, how you doing? How are you? I ain't seen you in a minute. Woo, woo, woo. Now it's coming down to how are you really? Because have we really even dealt with what really happened to us individually? Have we really dived into what happened to our families? Have we really dived into the situation of us losing people from COVID, because of COVID? Have we really dealt with that? Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Amen, Mama Sandy. And that's what I mean. We need to give one another more grace and mercy in these stressful times, in these end times. Because, I mean, you can turn on the news right now and hear about a child shooting another child, parents starving their children, um, abuse, verbal, sexual, physical. I mean, the list goes on and on. And you can put these people on the platform and say, hey, look at those people. But that's what you see. What about the things that you don't see? I was talking to Jennifer Moore. She is an author, and please, if you missed her, please go back and look at the show that she was on. She is amazing. Jennifer Moore has a nonprofit organization that gives socks to the mental ill, because she said 9 times out of 10 you'll know someone with an illness because they have no socks. They operate with no socks at all. And some of them don't have any shoes on. I mean, it's just. And so anyway, she is the sister. If you remember the movie The Soloist with Jamie Foxx, the movie came out in 2008 or 9, I think it was. And The Soloist was about this mental ill young man, but he is a prodigy. He um, played the violin. He knew orchestra. I mean, he knew, um, I mean, just symphonies. And I mean, he was incredible. And all at the same time, he dealt with schizophrenia. And so Jennifer was saying the little things that people might ignore, but yet it's a sign that you might need to talk with someone. And I asked her, I said, so what is one of the things, that we might just think it's funny, or we might just slide on through life and not even worry about it? And she said, if you hear voices. Now, a lot of people may disagree with this because, they said, well, I talk to myself all the time. Okay. Are you getting an answer? You know, um, but a lot of people deal with voices. You might need to go talk with someone because that is one of the symptoms of schizophrenia. A conversation or a voice, or you seeing someone that's really not there. And we're not talking, in the spiritual realm, because that's a whole nother conversation. But I'm talking about in the physical, and you're talking to someone in a full blown conversation. And we used to say at, at a church I used to go to, if that person is telling you to do something wrong, then that's an evil spirit. That's the devil. If that person is telling you to do something good, then that's an angel watching over you. This is a conversation. So, what do you guys think about if you hear someone talking with you? Hey, Johnny, what's going on, Mr. Mac? Um, so we're talking about mental illness here, and I'm wanting some folks to try to, help me out with this conversation. And I'm not, let me say this in the beginning as well. I'm not an expert on any kind of mental illness. I'm not an expert at all, but I will have some experts on the show this month to try to unpack this complex topic, because it's real. Okay. So I just wanted to go over just a few things, because, like I said, it was a lot of people throwing stones. And I'm not saying it was right. Like I said, the whole situation was jacked up. But I want you to go in and think about you and your mental state, okay? You and your mental state. Because a lot of people said, I would have did this and I would have did that and da 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 da. Okay, so let's talk about what that looks like. Okay, so what would you do if it was your wife? So, guys, if that was your wife, okay, and someone was talking about them or whatever the case may be, What would you have done? Okay. Now, we're not talking about, the ego thing, the macho thing. We're talking about for real. What would you have done? And that right there sort of tells you where you are emotionally and mentally. It's just real. And so this question is also for the women. What would you have done if you saw your husband and he was about to go into this rage or this um, emotional breakdown, this fight? What would you have done? A lot of women, when I proposed this question, they said I would have, maybe touched him, maybe tagged on his coat and was like, no. Where are we emotionally? As a wife, as a woman, would you have wanted that violence to go down on your behalf, on your honor? Me, and I'm not lying to you, I don't want you to start fighting, go to jail, get killed, or whatever based on my honor. So, where are we as a nation, as women? Is fighting, is violence showing to you that he loves you or whatever? And once again, I'm not trying to point the finger. I'm not trying to blame anybody. I'm talking about go inward. Where are you in this situation? You know, we're not talking about Will. We're not talking about Jada. We're talking about you in a particular, specific situation and your state of mind. Second thing, what would you do if you were Chris Rock? Okay, so let's take Chris's name out of it. What would you have done if someone came up to you and striked you because of something you said or something you did? And once again, we're talking about your state of mind, your mental capacity of this particular situation. So I'm wanting the audience to tell me. And once again, we're not being specific to Chris Rock, Jada, or Will. We're talking about you being in a situation like this, because all of April is going to turn the mirror on you. How are you looking mentally? Like I said in the topics, in the subject, how are you really? How are you doing for real? We always say, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm good. I'm fine." It's no longer "I'm good" because we're not. It's no longer "I'm fine" because we're not. Look at what's happening around you. We've got kids killing kids. We've got parents starving children. We've got shooters. We've got school shooters. I mean, no, we're not fine. We're not doing well. We are not. And so now it's time to be honest. Now it's time to be real. And that's the reason why I wanted to be on the back porch today. You hear the birds in the background. It's serenity, it's peace. It's time to go in. It's time to look at yourself. That's what it is. And third thing, what would you have done if you were Jada Pinkett Smith? Okay, so take Jada off the table. What would you have done if you were in the situation and your husband, your man, is heading to a person to do harm, to do damage? Would you feel obligated? Would you feel um, cautious enough to say, no, don't do it? Forget the honor, forget the this. Yes, you want your husband or your man to honor you. Sure. But you want them to do that when it's coming down, when it's life or death. Okay? Not just something randomly happening that's not something that you care about, something that you like. Yes, we want our men to honor us and fight for us. Of course, life or death. Okay. Because, I remember a little saying when we were growing up: sticks and stones may break our bones, but names will never hurt us. The biggest lie in the century. Those sticks and stones will break your bones, and names do hurt. So, how are we coping with the name calling? How are we coping with looking at someone who's not pleasing to us? Or they look at us and they're not pleased with us, the way we look, the way we act. How are we responding to different things? Nothing is a blueprint. Nothing is paper cut, you know, ABC. I mean, we got some crazy stuff going on. I can go back to January. We had people climbing the Capitol asking for the head of the vice president, and Nancy Pelosi was ready to kill her. And these were doctors, lawyers, teachers, police officers. These were regular folk. And I remember Bishop said on his last uh, sermon, people lose their minds when it comes to a mob mentality. And he couldn't think of the phrase that is called, but you change when the people around you are doing some stuff and you want to fit in, so you do some stuff. I would never. Oh, I would never. Will you? You sure? If you were in a certain situation and the mob was doing it, would you be able to stand alone in what you believe and what you know is right? Mental health, people. How are you really? Are you okay? You know, because we just got out of a pandemic. What is that? We were around here wearing masks. We haven't seen anything like that since 1921. Mama Sandy, evil communication corrupts good morals. Amen. You are right. And that's the thing. Who are you around on a daily basis that might cause you to lose your mind? Jennifer, I'm so glad you tuned in. I was just talking about the mental health, because I was telling everybody to please go back to that show that you were on, because this is where the rubber meets the road. Ivan, imagine if the mob had said the election made us lose our minds up in here, up in here. And you're laughing, but that's real because of that mob mentality. People, I'm talking about everyday people, dentists, doctors, lawyers, police officers. When that mob got going and you had a split second to think, do I want to do this? Is this a part of what I believe or what I do? Hey there, Jennifer. I'm so glad you tuned in. Uh, are you, will you be swept into the mob mentality? Because you might say, no, I wouldn't, but let's do some reality checks here. Mob mentality, the climbing of the Capitol, what all they did, that was a mob mentality. Number two, the folks that would not wear a mask, the folks that was wearing masks, you turned into mob mentalities, because then you started going for people who didn't wear them, you started going for people who were wearing them, and then here comes the vaccine. Don't take the vaccine, take the vaccine. Then the mobs started happening. Who's going to take it? No, don't take it. You will be surprised what these mobs look like. And he gave a perfect example. Bishop said, the rocks The stones, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. The biggest lie ever. But the stones now is Twitter. The stones now, Facebook comments. The stones, the sticks and stones, the mob. Do you know that it's a mob every day on social media? Yeah, it's mobs every day. If they don't like what you got on, here they come. If they don't like your hair, here they come. If they don't like the way you look, here they come. You think it's a game? No. Mentality, mental health. This is so crucial. And like I said, the month of April, I'm going to have some folks on the show this month that are therapists, experts. They wrote books on it. We're going to dig deep in April. And it's perfect because April is resurrection month, honey. Jesus rose from the dead in 3 days in April. Well, it hits in April. And what other month would be perfect to talk about a new you, a resurrected you, a revived you, a new and improved you, a you that can go to a therapist and lay on the couch without any type of pride or ego and just lay there and go, you know what? I'm not okay. You know what? I'm not good. You know what? I need to talk to somebody. And your girl has done it. I have no shame. There is no shame in my game, honey. When I lost my son in 2005, when he was killed in 2005, parents, if you have lost a loved one, a child, you know what I'm talking about. It's a thin line between losing it and trying to hold it together. And your mental state is not good. And so, yes, I laid on the couch and I was like, you need to help me because I don't know what I'm going to do right now. And I'm going to be honest with you. I did not want to hurt myself in any way, at all. But I was confused. It was who, Lord, it was guilt. It was sorrowful. It was anger. It was confusion. It was all of these emotions going on at one time. What if I would have did this? Could I have changed this? Maybe I should have. It was crazy. And you need to be able to hash that stuff out. And it's not something that you should be embarrassed about. It's normal to want to talk to people. God made us to be connectors. So connect to someone that can help you. And yes, I'm still praying. And yes, I'm still prayerful. And yes, I still believe in God. And yes, I still believe in Jesus. Yes. And I also believe in therapy. Now, I know I rocked a few boats, but it is what it is. You need to talk to somebody because you might be 2 clicks from being Will. You might be 2 clicks from being Chris Rock. You might be 2 clicks from being Jada. In whatever situation, you don't know. You might be 2 clicks from climbing the Capitol. What does that mean? That means you might be 2 clicks from going off on your boss at work. How about some employees? You might be ready to explode on some people. How about your children? You might be ready to whoop their butts and then you take it a little bit too far and start beating them. How about the spouses? The lockdown created an atmosphere of intensity because now instead of going to work, we're all in one home. The mom, the dad, the children. or the mom and the children with no dad, or the dad and the children with no mom. And then the kids who usually, go to school, exert energy, recess, PE, gym, athletics, whatever. Now they're in your house doing the most, and you're about to lose control. And this was just in 2020. And then now we're okay. Now we're out. Hey, in 2021. And oh, so you're okay now? No, not at all. Jennifer, keep up the effort to talk about real stuff. There is recovery in mental health. It starts with support, a network of support. It ain't easy. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you very much. It is not easy at all. And I'm not even trying to play with you right now. Nothing is easy. If it comes easy, you better double check it. And life, okay, let me do this. Life can be easy if you give it over to, okay, the Lord. Number one. You can't take the burden on. Your shoulders aren't strong enough. You're mentally not, you can do all things through Christ. Yes. You need some help. You need some support. Don't ever think you can do some stuff by yourself, because you can't. You're where you are. You are where you are now because of somebody or some somebodies. No one did it alone. No one. And I can go back to whenever. Don't think that you're fabulous by yourself. You're just not. Someone helped you. Oh, I pick you up for your own from your own bootstraps and da 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 da, whatever. No one can do it by themselves. Can I hear from you? Hello, Annette. How are you? Am I lying? Am I telling the truth this morning? Can I get an amen? Thank you. What would you have done if you were? No, no, no. We already answered that. Moving right along. Next question. What would you do if you were the academy? Okay. So, question on the table. What would I do if I was the academy? Nothing. You know why? Because, all right, let's open it up. Let's open Pandora's box. If you guys are Oscar watchers, like I am, do you remember? I don't remember what year it was, but there was a year. Oh, it might have been the year that Halle Berry. Yeah, I think it was the year that Halle Berry won her Oscar because of Monsters Ball. But she was presenting a Oscar to an actor that had just won based on a movie. I think the movie was The Violin or something like that. This actor went on stage. Now, Halle Berry had the Oscar. This actor went on stage, excited that he won, happy that he won, great, grabbed Halle Berry and kissed her right in her mouth. Ding! Yeah. She was startled. The audience laughed. He laughed, gave his acceptance speech, and went on to his seat, and everyone carried on. Okay? It wasn't violent. It was sexual assault. Mona Lisa, you are, girl, it ain't that serious. Oh, yes, it is. Let's break this thing down. Number one, Halle Berry was not welcoming the kiss. She didn't know about the kiss. She didn't want the kiss. If I am not wooing you or pursuing you for you to come near me. As the young people say, if I didn't ask for you, don't come for me because I didn't ask for you. Therefore, I didn't want that kiss. That is sexual assault. Okay? The Academy did not do anything to that actor that sexually assaulted Holly Berry on stage. Now, I would say this. What Will did was wrong. What that man did to Holly Berry was wrong. Sexual assault on stage in front of millions of people. It happened to a black woman. Okay? What's the difference? They better not. They better not. Because you didn't do anything to that actor, don't do anything to Will. Both were wrong. I'm not saying it was right. But don't you start going by policy over here and you didn't go by policy over here. I'm just saying. What y'all think? The kiss was not in the script. Thank you. Thank you, Ivan. It was not. You came on stage and kissed me. I didn't ask you. I didn't want it. None of that. So that's sexual assault. On stage, on the Oscar stage. If you don't believe me, YouTube it. Oscar kiss by Holly with Holly Berry or something like that. YouTube it, honey. Is there. So unfortunately, they have no ground to do anything. And if they do, then they have a case because I'm just saying. So what would I do if I was the Academy? Unfortunately, nothing at all. So the thoughts about the whole situation, like I was saying from the top of the show, we are going inward. Okay, we're turning tables. We're looking in the mirror, like Michael Jackson said, "Man in the mirror." We are looking at you and what you would have done, what you are capable of doing, what you think you won't do in a million years. I would never. Check yourself. Check yourself before you throw the stone, the rocks. Check yourself before you throw shade. Check yourself before you go for anybody. Period. And look, I'm down for comedy. I'm down for the laughter. I'm down for all of that. But we're not mentally ready for a lot of it. We aren't. We're not stable. We're not ready for most of it. I mean, what do you guys think? Am I wrong? Look at what's happening. Comedy now is comedy. Okay. Yes, we need comedy. Yes, we need some laughter, but not at the expense of other people because we don't know everyone's state of mind. We don't know where everyone is. We just don't know. And to be on the safe side, until you know, you know, comedy doesn't have to be at the expense of other people. Comedy can be about your life, about what's funny and dealing with you. You know, I mean, you use yourself for the comedy skits because once again, we're not ready. That reminds me of Chris Rock. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. You know, um, what was it? I think it was Lizzo. You know, Lizzo was talking about how proud she was of her weight and this and that, and she doesn't care about what people think about her weight, blah blah blah. And then next thing you know, she's on Instagram crying, bawling her eyes out, talking about how rude and cruel people are. Well, you just said you weren't worried about it. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, you are. Oh, I ain't worried about it. Oh, no, 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 no. Yes, you are. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but names do hurt you. And it's okay. Look, I didn't like that. You tell me, I didn't like that. And that would have squashed so much, right? That would have squashed the majority of the whole situation. If you would have said what you said and while you were sitting down, just say that. I didn't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it. I don't like when you say that. I don't like when you do that. It's your voice, it's your mouth. You have the right to say whatever you want to say. But when it comes to me, I didn't like that. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with me telling you what I like and what I don't like? And then we go back to the First Amendment. Oh, the freedom of speech. Oh, the freedom of this. Oh, the freedom of that. That's what's getting us in this situation, the freedom of. If someone gives you the freedom to do whatever, you do whatever. Shall we have grace abound? Should we have grace upon grace because you know it's grace? Should you take advantage of grace because you know grace is there? Should you take advantage of the First Amendment because you know the First Amendment is there? Should I say whatever I want to say because I know that I'm protected? You have a responsibility as an adult, as a person with the right state of mind, to think twice about what comes out of this. Curses and blessings come out of your mouth. That's biblical. So you have the accountability of it all. You are responsible for what comes out of your mouth. You are responsible for the way you behave. Now I'm talking to you like a little kid. Behave yourself. But you have the responsibility to behave appropriately. What's appropriate? What's behave? You know what's right and you know what's wrong. You knew that a long time ago. So don't go there. Yet you can't say fire in a crowded theater. That's correct. Exactly. Thank you, Ivan. See, that's what I'm talking about. You have a freedom of speech to a certain extent. You better not say fire in a crowded theater. You better not say bomb at an airport or a school, because then what'll happen? The police. So everything has boundaries, right? The laws apply to certain times, certain places, right? How's my sound doing? Is my sound okay with everybody? Because I know they were telling me I was muffled at first, so I want to make sure you guys can hear me. So now we have to be adults. Now we have to act accordingly. What's wrong with that, right? Well, I want to wild out every now and then. Yeah, you can wild out, but not at the expense of others. You can do what you want to do, right? Free country, as they say. It's a free country. You can do what you want to do, except if it's assaulting another person, if it's hurting another person. We gotta come on. We gotta do better. We just really gotta do better. And you say, Mona Lisa, who are you? Well, I'm Mona Lisa, and we all working We all trying to work this thing out slowly but surely. And we're going to do just that. We're going to do this all month long, my people. We are going to hone in. We're going to dive in. We're going to talk about the taboo of it all. And it's not going to be me because I'm not saying I'm a specialist or expert in it, honey. I just know about one thing, and that one thing is I know about therapy. Ivan, sound is good. However, you're similar to those kung fu movies on the 70s. Words are coming faster than your lips. Get out of here. Well, we're going to work on it. We're going to work on it. And so hopefully everybody is able to hear me and to comment in the comment section. But yeah, all month of April, this is what we do. This is what we do best. We do what we do. We talk about what you're talking about, but we're not going to talk about that anymore because I really want people to check themselves. I really want people to say, you know what? I'm not going to throw that stone because if I was in that situation, I'd probably do this. Or if it was me, I probably would have did that. You know? Because we quick to throw some rocks now. Like Bishop was saying, we quick to throw some rocks. Oh, he should have did this. Oh, he should have did that. Blah 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 blah. Let's just go in. Let's just go inward. Okay. I would have did this. I would have did that. You would have did what? What would have you have done? You know. You never know. You never know. You got to go through what you got to go through. Life. Life is no blueprint. Life is life. You every day is a gift. Every day is grace and mercy. So instead of you preparing to do something, how about just be grateful? How about just go in and be like, you know what? Today I'm going to be the best me imaginable. Today I'm just going to do my best. Ivan, when the rocks turn into boomerangs, all rock throwing will stop. That's what I'm talking about, Ivan. And it's like, just you wake up, you as a person, you taking responsibility and accountability for yourself. You say, every day I wake up, this is your words of affirmation. I'm going to be the best me imaginable, possible, doable. I'm not going to let anything bother me or worry me. Now, mind you, that's going to be probably your toughest day because you already put in the atmosphere that you're going to be a good person and you're going to have a great day. So just prepare yourself for the craziest day in the world. But the point is, you set the pace and you have your course set on being the best person you can be in that day. And you're not going to let anybody bother you or worry you. That's the foundation. So regardless of what happens, you just remember what you said when you first got out of the bed. When you first put your foot on the ground, you personally say to yourself, hey, I'm going to be the best person today. I'm going to do my best today. And I'm not going to let anybody worry me today. And I went really fast because I was about to speak in tongues, but yes, I'm not going to let anybody worry me today. And you have to do that on the daily right now. You do. And it's okay if you fall off the wagon per se and you just regroup, say it again, start over. Mental, mind, body, soul. I want you guys to take care of yourself today. I really, really do. And I want you to tune in tonight for Evenings with Mona Lisa because, baby, it don't stop. It keeps going all month long. And good news. April is our 2nd-year anniversary, honey. 2 years, the Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show has been coming to you authentic, real, live, working, not working. So, 2 years we've been coming with you, coming to you with the news, red hots, as well as series topics. That's what we do here at the Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show. And we bring you people that know more than me. Because I'm not claiming to know it all. I know a little bit about a lot and a lot about a little bit. But anyway, I see you guys this evening. Please tune in. I appreciate every bit of you. Ivan, Evenings with Mona Lisa. What time does it come on? It comes on 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. 8 Eastern, 7 Central. We are prime time. Prime time, honey. So I want everyone to tune in tonight, Evenings with Mona Lisa. And let's break some bread tonight. I see you soon. I see you Central and I see you Eastern. Bye-bye.